Good morning everybody and welcome to Jim's 5 a.m. Club. Today I once again come to you from this ideal location on the northern beaches. I'm at DY Pool and we've got the sunrise happening in the background, and it's another glorious day here in Sydney. I always love getting up in the morning because getting up early gives you protya, and it's something that my mother taught me many years ago, and she said, son, God doesn't wait for anybody. The sunrise is there for those who want to enjoy it and who want to make the most of it. So it's up to you. It's up to you to get up and to seize the moment. Y protyain topan. Be the first to get up and enjoy the fruits of the morning. While I've got you here, I do want to chat to you about a topic which is near and dear to my heart. Many years ago, in the early 90s, I think it was, I went to a seminar run by a fellow by the name of Deepak Chopra, and it was well before he became famous, well before he became a common name. And I was in an audience of about, I think, 200 or 300 people. I think the ticket was about $100, so it wasn't all that expensive. And I was by myself. And I remember sitting in the audience and listening to Deepak talk in his very deep and authoritarian voice. And he said something which was extremely profound back then, and it resonated deeply with me. And he talked about change, how we're living in constant change, and that change is an inevitable thing in our lives, and that we need to embrace it, appreciate it, and basically make the most of it. But he mentioned something, and he said that with change, and on the topic of change, he said a man can never step twice into the same river. Let me repeat that. A man can never step twice in the same river, for the river is never the same river because it's constantly changing. And listen to this one. But also, the man is never the same man because he's constantly changing as well. How profound is that? It's only until recently that I discovered that that saying is not originally from Deepak Chopra. That saying came well before Deepak Chopra, and it came 2,500 years ago from the lips of a Greek philosopher named Heraclitus. From about 550 BC, Heraclitus uttered those very words. He was one of the pioneers of Greek philosophy, well before Plato, Socrates, Aristotle, and all the rest. Heraclitus was the very first and called the father of Greek philosophy. And he uttered those words that we are in constant change and that a man can never step twice into the same river. So, you've got And you've got that idea now, that philosophy and original thought has happened well before modern times. I remember reading once that there's not very much original thought anymore, because at the end of the day, it's all been thought about before. It's all been considered many times in the past by people just like us who are trying to make sense of the world. Before I forget, let me just pan around and just show you this magnificent sunrise. It's pre-sunrise because it's early. Whoop, here comes a few waves. Let me get out of the way of that water. I almost copped it. Change, constant change. We've got to keep our eye out for change. Because if we don't keep our eye out for it, we'll get swept up in it. So, what can we make of it? How can we use this? My father once told me, he said, son, yes, times are changing, but times are also staying the same. Nothing much changes because we live in an eternal now. It's all just the one time. We just think the times are changing. We just think that there was a past, present and a future. But we're all present and participating in an eternal now. Look at these waves crashing in this. Aren't they beautiful? Oh, here we go again. We get out of the way. But my father also shared another beautiful insight with me. And he said, son, I still feel like I'm a young boy. Behind these eyes, he said, behind these eyes is a young man. When I see a beautiful young woman, my heart still flutters. And then I reflect and say that I'm married, I'm a father, I'm a grandfather. So don't look at me as an old man, he said. Don't look at me as an old man. I'm still a young man who loves life and everything about the world and lives in hope and with awe. So that was a beautiful moment with listening to my father talk about things like that. But like everything, it's not how we see ourselves, it's how the mirror and society sees us. Don't fall victim to this old man syndrome. You will always be young, you will always be vigorous, and you'll always be the person you want to be, regardless of what society or how society wants to define you. So, enough for me for today, but wishing you a beautiful day, and let's remind ourselves of this beautiful affirmation. I'm alive, I am well, and I feel great. Stay connected, stay relevant, enjoy your day, but most importantly, remember, you will always be young. You will always be young, and you will always be participating in the eternal now. And yes, we're changing, but yes, we're the same person. Take care, enjoy your day, and thanks for taking time to listen to me. And until tomorrow at 5 a.m, I'll bring you another message from Jim's 5 a.m. club. And let's just see this sunrise one more time, this pre-sunrise, and the beautiful colours on the horizon. Take care, and we'll chat again. Yasas, and bye for now. Ciao.